evening, YouTube model railroader fans. It's been a while. Welcome to the Boeville, Newtown vlog number 14. And why is this thing still not sitting right? There we go. I know it's been a while since I've had any type of an update. Not that there's been anything to really update, but you know, floating around, seeing some things that were going on Facebook, on YouTube. You know, I know that I think it's Railfound 221. He's been kind of incognito for a little bit himself. I know Derek Glass has been putting up some stuff, but you know, I just really, you know, after the last vlog, which I think was the update for the repair of the air conditioning system down here, I really haven't been down in the train room. I really haven't. You know, dealing with springtime stuff, taking care of the yard, taking care of, you know, a lot of different stuff, birthday parties, graduation parties, college tours. I haven't touched the beast. However, I have been doing some work on not so much the layout as it sits now, but another game plan for what it is. I'm actually calling it Idea 27 now, because I couldn't remember which plan idea I was actually on. So the last three that I've worked on was 25, 26, and now 27. A little bit more unique, gets back to a 4-track loop basically, with a little bit more operation. Obviously I don't have it set up down here. This computer is still offline down here. I haven't plugged it in since I moved everything back after the rebuild of the air conditioning system. But what it is the two local freight lines will be on one level. The through freight and the passenger line will be on a level 6 inches above the local freight line. It gives me a couple different things. One of the things that I was actually looking at doing or wanting to do, because I've seen how some folks have done theirs, and I really wanted elevated track, I guess, for lack of a better term, but that's what it is to me. It's elevated track, to where it was multiple layers. And really what I wanted to do was not only have multiple layered, but wanted to be able to get from the lower level to the upper level and then back down again at some point, and have my hidden staging yards. One of the things that I've been working with, because that's originally why this thing was designed the way it was. Where the swing bridge actually sits, that was in the doorway. In the doorway, if I was going to do an operating session, I was actually going to have a yard that sat out in the hallway by the door and would just link up that way. And you'd have somebody working the yard and bringing trains in and taking trains off and so on and so forth. That was the division point, was the swing bridge. Obviously, with the way that this room's set up, I don't have the need to do that. But I need to have a way of hiding or off-staging trains. And I figured out a way of doing it somewhat uniquely. But I think the idea I've got will work. It's going to be a little bit more tedious, I think, than what I originally had thought about doing. But, and the reality of it is, with the space constraints that I have with the, you know, I can't do an around-the-wall layout down here. There's just no way of doing, though there's a way to do it, but it would be so chopped up it wouldn't look right. That's one problem. Although I'm still kind of to a point, maybe even considering doing that. The problem is then the yards the off-stage yard wouldn't be hidden at that point. So that kind of takes away from where I want to be. It would give me continuous run. But with the storage and all, and the fact that I have to deal with the air conditioning, or the heating and air conditioning, the water heater, you know, the gas shut off, the water shut off is all in this room, and I've also got a sump pump to deal with. you know, it just, an around the wall just doesn't, I don't think is feasible. Like I said, I have to cut it up too much, and, you know, making the sections removable so that you can get into the storage and get into the electrical panel and things like that. Neat idea, true. Would it work? You know, it's still a possibility. I haven't completely ruled that out, but I don't want to do it that way if I can avoid it. The other thing of it is obviously, you know, I've got this wonderful bench behind me, and the trains would be over top of it, so I would lose the ability to use the bench to sit on. So, you know, that's not going to work either. So, but at any rate, the plan I've come up with is still a 2-level, but it's not a connecting 2-level. Like I said, once I finalize the plan, I'll post it up, and you all can take a look at it and shoot holes through it and whatever else. But, you know, that's kind of where I'm at. I do have a couple things sitting here on the workbench. I kind of talked about it the last time, the mashup layout, or the mashup locomotive, where I'm going to take the GP9 and a BL2 and kind of made them together, and we'll see what kind of conglomeration comes out of that. I'm not sure if you all follow it on Facebook. There's a fella, and I can't think of his name right now. He's got the Elizabethtown and Benton Central Railroad, and he's got a Facebook page, and he's done a lot of mashup work. Different locomotives, making different conglomerations and things of that nature, and repairing locomotives. Really cool stuff. He posts pictures up. I don't think he's got a YouTube page, but he's really. I'll try and put a link in here to that Facebook page, because he's done some really unique things, and I mean, the guy is really good. I'm hoping when I get around to doing this BL2 GP9 thing, it turns out half as good as his stuff does. But so I haven't played with that yet. So, and of course, the other things that I've been talking about doing since, sometime last year, or actually maybe the beginning of this year, you know, with the How Did He Do That page, or the How Did He Do That videos, I haven't obviously gotten around to doing any of that yet either. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to get a little bit more time down here and start playing around with some of this stuff, but you know, that wonderful 4-letter word, well, 2 4-letter words called life and work get in the way. So, you know, like I said, I just want to, this vlog was basically just to say, hey, yeah, I'm still here, yeah, I'm still alive and kicking, you know, I haven't left yet. I hope it's going to be a while, but I just haven't had time to get down here and mess with this thing, and that's all there is to it. And of course, this week I'm on call, and my phone's been beeping at me the whole time I've been down here, because I was actually looking at another, I wouldn't call it an issue, it was more of a something isn't right type of deal. It just seemed like I've got an older MRC Go Pack, probably from the mid to late 80s, and it just seemed like I was having to, you know, crank the thing way up for the locomotives to move, and I actually went around the layout with a voltmeter, and the voltage looks decent. I mean, the voltage off the back of the power pack is like a 10.7, and around the layout it's anywhere between 10.65 and to 10.68. So somewhere I've got probably a loose connection up underneath. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I haven't really touched underneath in a long time, but it's either that or I've got some bad connections on some track, which again wouldn't surprise me. But even when I switched over to the secondary panel, this is on the freight line, by the way, I switched over to the secondary panel, and the locomotives were working the same way. It's like, and of course those are 2 Bachmann, small Bachmann power packs with the where you turn the thing in one direction, it goes in reverse, you turn it the other way, it goes forward, so there's no reversing switch. It just, the rheostat actually reverses. And even those were running to like 80% to get the little locomotives to move. So I don't think it's anything with the power packs. I think it's probably more or less my track work. But again, wouldn't surprise me with everything that's been going on down here, and you know, the temperature swings and everything else. It doesn't surprise me that there's probably a bad connection someplace. I'm just gonna have to I'm either going to just grin and bear it and deal with it for the moment and wait until I rebuild, or maybe I'll get down here and start tearing into it and try and find out where the problem is. Either way, you know, I'm running them at 80 to 90%, and it just seemed a little off. Of course, then again, I haven't been down here really to run trains often, so that could be normal. Maybe I just never paid any attention to it. So, you know, sorry for the quick update, but that's basically where I'm at. A couple weeks ago, I did take some pictures, and I posted them up, and I just realized that my face was white, but that's it's okay. Anyway, posted up some pictures that I took with the iPad the other week. Posted those up on Facebook. I know some folks saw that. That was just some still shots that I had done. It wasn't a video. But that's basically it, folks. I mean, it's summertime. You know, I just like I said, I just haven't been down here. I just have not been down here. So, one other thing, you know, a couple of days from now it'll be Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. I think we're going to go ahead and stop here so I quit rambling and I can actually get this thing uploaded in some sort of quick fashion. So you all know the deal. You wait for the highball. Green tracks ahead. Be safe out there, folks. We'll catch you next time. Have a good one.